welcome to my first ever vlog. Today I'm going to pick up a new car and I wanted to vlog the journey of the build thread. First things first is to say that this won't be a daily vlog, it'll be a vlog as and when I've got money to buy car parts. Unlike other vloggers, I don't just pull money out of nowhere. So I'm going to travel down to my parents' house first, which is about 15 minutes away, and then we've got a 3-hour drive down to Northampton to pick up my new car, and hopefully it's as it's described, and then we'll go from there. Picked up the new car. There's a couple of things that need sorting out, as expected with a car that's this old. What I'll do now is drive back home and stop somewhere and then show you guys the car and some of the plans and stuff that I have for it and what I'm going to get sorted pretty much straight away. So I'll see you in about 4 hours time. Right then, so this is my MK4 Golf TDI estate. It is the PD 130 version, so it's 130 brake horsepower. I spent a lot of time looking for one that A, wasn't silver, and B, was a 130 brake horsepower. Has got a few optional extras and stuff like that. What I'll do is I'll go around the car, tell you what the plans are, what needs work, and what I'll do is I'll put up in the top corners little pictures of the type of thing that I'm going for, so hopefully you get a better idea. So we'll have a quick little walk around and then go from there. Right then, so starting with the front is spot on, to be honest, as it is now. It hasn't got the optional extra rusty arches that most of them have. In terms of plans for the front, eventually I do want to get an R32 front bumper, however that's probably going to be in the future. I am tempted to try and do some DIY headlights potentially, just for something a little bit different. As we go around the car, one issue that we have got is this wing mirror has a bit of lacquer peel on. Probably get that repainted at some stage, so that should be spot on. Another little thing that probably is going to happen in the future is the bump strips. I do want the bump strips to be colour coded, I think, but obviously if I colour code the bump strips I'm going to have to do the handles and stuff like that, so unsure if I'm going to do that at the minute. As we go around to the back, as you can see, it's got a tow bar on, and this is where it leads us to some issues, to be honest. Before I bought it I did check the old MOTs, and it does have advisories pretty much every year on the inner tyres wearing. So what I've kind of established from that is it's towed a caravan, and the rear axle bushings have gone, so that's something that's pretty high up on the list to get sorted, replace them bushings. Another few things that I want to do at the back here is nice easy things like debadge, so we'll get rid of the Golf and the TDI badges, and we'll de-wiper it, get rid of the stickers that are on there as well, and also, like I say, get rid of the tow bar. In terms of inside the boot, it's not open at the minute, but I would like to put a little sub on the left hand side. I've never had a car with a sub in before, and there's loads of space on this, so that should be something that I'll be doing in the future. Obviously one of the main things, as you will have probably have guessed, is to fit some coilovers. Now I am just going to go for the cheapo coilovers, and then obviously from what I've read online anyway, I'll need a different anti-roll bar, so I'll be putting on a MK1 Audi TT anti-roll bar with adjustable drop links. And I do want some BBS style wheels. Now I am not the type of person that's going to be paying thousands of pounds for wheels. As I've already said before, this is a budget build. There is one other thing, and it's a little bit of a dent there. I don't know if the camera will quite pick it up with the different lighting, but I'm hoping a paintless dent removal man can get that removed, and then we can go from there. So some exciting stuff. Like I've said before, this is a budget build. I won't be ploughing thousands of pounds into it. It will just be as and when. So we'll move on to the interior and I'll give you guys an idea of what's going on there. And actually, side note as well, the front brake discs are an advisory on the old MOTs as well. The MOT is due in March, so not too long away, so I imagine I'm going to have to put new discs on as well, but it's not the end of the world. So we'll move on to the inside. Right then, so we're now inside, and to be honest, this is probably where most of the stuff that I want to do is, simply because I just want to make it like a really nice place to be. Before I bought one of these, I have wanted one for about a year, so I did a lot of research and stuff anyway, and the reason I went for a Volkswagen is because you can get everything cheap, basically. Whatever you want to do, there's loads of cheap mod options and stuff like that. I've always previously had Hondas, and for example, like coilovers for a Golf are £200. For a Honda, you're looking at 700-800 quid. So I was just hoping this could be potentially in the future turning into my daily, and then I'll get another Honda down the line. But yeah, I'll go through the stuff in the interior with you, sort of say what the plans are. What I'm kind of hoping is some of you guys will leave some comments below and give us a bit of advice. I'm pretty new to the VAG scene. I've had daily ones before, but I've never modified one. So we'll see what happens with this one. So we'll go around the interior. So first things first with the interior, glove box. Glove box, it's currently locked, but if I unlock it, it still doesn't open. So I definitely need to replace the glove box at some stage, which should be cheap enough to do anyway, so that's fine. As you can see, it has got the heated seats, so it's got the little dials for the heated seats. They don't currently work. They do illuminate, the dials illuminate on a night, so from what I've read again online, it's quite likely that the actual element within the seat is broke, and that's why they no longer work. On the side note of that, in the future, in terms of the seats, I do quite fancy putting some Vauxhall VXR seats in here. They aren't heated as standard, so my plan of action is actually to get some universal heated seat pads, put them into the VXR seats, and then wire them into the already existing wiring loom, so I'll have heated VXR seats. Now that is something that's going to happen obviously way in the future because they're kind of expensive, but it is something that I want to do. Another little thing that I did notice as well, if I press the cup holder switch, it doesn't pop out. However, if you lift the little flap up and then press it, they do come out. So I'm just kind of hoping that's just stiff, and I can give it a good clean and it'll resolve itself. If it isn't and you guys know different to me, let me know so I don't waste my time trying to clean it to get it to fit, and go from there. Another thing that I've got, which is apparently a common issue, is has got the optional extra armrest. However, the little latch is snapped, so it's currently got an elastic band on from the previous owner. I'll order a new little latch for that, so that's a nice easy fix. Has got the 6-speed gearbox as per all PD130 should have. It's got Climatronic, which as far as I'm aware, this is also an optional extra. Now I've seen mixed reviews online, people saying that they much prefer the standard one. Don't really have much experience with it, to be honest, because in the 4-hour drive home I haven't used it. Another nice little thing to set off the interior would be the Bora air vents that all fold flat. They're quite nice. I have slight concerns about wiring them though, so I'd rather buy some that have already been in a Mark 4 Golf, so I don't have to actually wire anything myself. In terms of steering wheel, it has got the cruise control on the steering wheel. If I'm honest, when I was looking, this isn't something that I wanted. I wanted to have the cruise control on the third stalk that goes on here. The reason being is I would like to change the steering wheel, and from what I've seen online, it's not that easy to change the wheel if you've got cruise control. But I've been speaking to a few people who say they can just put these buttons onto the new wheel, so that might be a good option. A lot of the wheels that have buttons on out of the newer Golfs and stuff like that have a lot of buttons though, so it might be a case of blanking some of them and keeping some of them, but that again, that's going to be another future modification. It's not something that I'm in desperate need of. I do want some new mats. Sounds really daft, but I don't know if you can see there's a bit of wear in the mat. I had a little look on eBay, and on eBay they're pretty cheap, but if you guys have any experiences with the fitment and stuff of them, or can recommend where to get some decent mats, then let me know. Other things in here, what I really want to do is obviously put a double-din stereo in. I do want a double-din stereo that has CarPlay, whether or not it's wired or wireless. I know the wireless CarPlay stereo is quite expensive, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal an idea out of my girlfriend's Mini. What I'll do is I'll pop a little clip in here, and that'll show you what I mean. So on a new Mini, in the armrest, there's a wireless charger basically. So you plug your phone into the wireless charger, you forget about your phone, and then you control everything through the head unit. So I want to recreate that in here. It'll be easy enough, just run the wire from the back to the armrest, but that is something that I want to look into. Change all the speakers in here as well. I'm not a big audio guy, but it's nice and cheap, and they tend to be, you know, it's easy to do, and you tend to get quite a large improvement. Something else to consider as well is obviously my car has all of the roofing is like that beigey creamy colour. I would like that to be black. However, looking into it, you do then need to find obviously the black grab handles, the black sun visors, and I've got the optional alarm, I think this is. So then you have to find all the black sensors, or you have to paint them. Now I'm not sure how often all these come up. Even this needs to be black. Wing mirror, rear view mirror, sorry. So I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but I would like to do it. And obviously the pillars, they're all cream as well. So that's the plans. As I've said before, this probably, there could be a lot of episodes quite quickly. There could be a large gap between them all. I'm not going to try and upload regularly. I'm just going to upload as and when I've got money to do the things that I want to do, and then we'll go from there. Coilovers are going to be the priority, and getting the rear bushing sorted, just because that's something that's worn down, and go from there. The car itself's on 163,000 miles, which, as everybody knows, for one of these is not that much. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video, where hopefully we've started some work and you can see what's going on. See you later. There is actually one thing that I forgot to mention as well. In terms of the key, I don't know if you can see that, but obviously that used to be like a little plastic thing at the top. The previous owners obviously snapped it and decided just to put some screws in and like a paper clip. So I'm hoping to obviously replace the key casing as well. Again, from what I've seen online, super easy thing to do.